Hello Nectarines, Nono here, and I'm back with our final nail art video for this series. I'm so sad. If you're new here, you don't know what that means. I basically hop on here with my tips already attached and we go straight into the nail art. I quickly wanted to show you guys the rubber base coat that I have on my nails. It's from the brand Dare and the shade is Rosetta, and it's this beautiful pink, almost coral like shade. It also has tiny flecks of glitter, but the camera is not doing it any justice, honey, because it is so pretty. I love this shade, but my favorite thing about it is that it lays so beautifully and I'm able to create a cute little apex, and it kind of gives my full cover tips like an acrylic look, which I'm obsessed with. I'm sure you guys have seen the vibes that we're going to be doing today, and I'm so excited to just dive straight in. So let's not waste any time, honey. Let's get straight into the nail art. So for today's set, we're going to need a solid black base, and for that I'm using black velvet from Dare. Now you guys know I love my black gel polish, okay? When I find a good one, I hang on to it forever, and since I discovered this particular one, I've been obsessed. It's a one coat black. It self levels beautifully and it just applies like a dream. It's so buttery smooth. I'm just like obsessed with it. Now the important thing, whenever working with black gel polish, you want to make sure that you work with very thin coats so that it cures properly. And with this particular gel, I love the fact that I can go in with just one coat. And of course, if you want to get a nice tight neat cuticle area, you just go in with your liner brush and just clean up nicely over there. But let's take a moment to truly just appreciate this buttery application, honey. And just like that, we are done with today's video, honey. Look at this beautiful black set. I'm gonna love and leave you, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm just playing, you guys. Let's get into the customizing of the color. And to do that, I'm going to be digging into my color cube from Modelones. I'll have it linked in the description box. Now, these are the vibes for today, okay? We're going all out, gemstones, turquoise, all the vibes. And the palette kind of has pretty much the same color, but I wanted it to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to be mixing it in with the blue so that I get a darker version. And I was really happy with this shade. Now you guys, I ran out of my regular clear solid glue gel, so I'm going to be using the nail extension gel from Born Pretty. This one is in a nude shade, which I don't mind. We're going to be covering it up anyway, but I was actually happy that I remembered I have this one. This one is solid. I think you guys would remember this one. I've done a review on it and I've made jokes about how hard it is, but you know what? Its stiffness came through for me, okay? It was exactly what I needed. It stayed in place and it allowed me to take my time and just mold all the little pieces that I needed to mold. It did not move. The temperature of my nail didn't even affect it. It was solid. So as you guys can see, I molded a nice little round piece for my middle nail, and then I rolled out a longer piece that goes around, and then all I do is just cut the excess off with my cuticle pusher. I really tried my best to not touch any of this extension gel. Remember, we do not want to contact dermatitis, so please do not touch it. So you'll see me use my cuticle pusher and my tweezers a lot. Now after I was done with the first piece, I cured it for 60 seconds, and now I'm doing the second piece. That way they don't merge into one. And then once I'm happy with how it's laying, I am grabbing my cuticle pusher and I'm using the edge basically to create that twisted metal look. And I really liked how it turned out, and I thought it was like, it added just the vibes I was looking for, and I cured for 60 seconds. Now for the ring finger is where I got a little bit mad at myself, because I said, girl, why are you always doing too much? Guys, I do too much. I do too much to the point where I gotta start calling myself into order. For this nail, I decide I want to do that flower petal turquoise look. So I individually had to like mold each petaliana. Once I was done with the petals, I then decided, no, I want something else. I want more. So I decided to go in with caviar beads, you guys. Caviar beads. They are tiny, they are hard to pick up, and once you drop one, they disappear into the abyss. You just don't know where it went. This nail probably took me an hour, 30 minutes to finish because it was just a lot. The caviar beads are going all over the place. I will say I didn't cure the petals, so I was like literally smushing the caviar beads into the solid glue gel surface, that way they stick. And then once I was done curing, I did go around them with some rubber base, clear rubber base, so that they don't fall off. But I do not recommend this was not fun at all. Maybe if you have that chain, like one, those caviar beads that come in a chain, this would have been quicker. As you can see, I had 2 that fell off, but after I secured with the rubber base, I didn't have any falling off, which was awesome because I ended up loving the look. It was worth it at the end. Now the pinky was purely experimental. I didn't think this was going to work, you guys, but I tried it either way. I rolled out 3 pieces of solid glue gel, and then I wanted to see if I was going to be able to braid them. Yes, I then started to braid them. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm so extra. I cannot believe I did this, you guys. But as you can see, I am individually just like crisscrossing the 3 individual pieces into a braid, and it worked miraculously. I don't even know how I thought of this, but it ended up working. And once I was done braiding up until the bottom, I said, shout out to my braid. Shout out to my brain, because this worked, and I was so relieved. I really wanted it to work. So after I was done with this part, I flattened it, and this allowed me to pick it up with a tweezer, place it on my nail. And this is where the real customization happened, because I used my cuticle pusher to just add extra detail, like to really push in so that those lines are nice and pronounced. And I loved this nail, you guys. What do you even mean I braided solid glue gel? After the pinky, I was getting a little bit tired, you guys, so off camera I quickly just formed 3 triangles and like a nice oval shape for the index finger. The shapes just went so well together, and I really loved it. This set took me 9 hours to do. I started around 10 p.m. and I finished at 7 a.m. in the morning. Yes, like the sun rose. I saw the sun come up as I was finishing this set, and I couldn't believe it took me so long. For the thumb, I wanted to keep it pretty basic, but also kind of stay in the same realm as the middle finger, but I made it square. And then off camera, I went and I added caviar beads on the pinky, just on the sides. Now finally I got to paint, which I was looking forward to this part so much, because now I get to see everything come together. And I did have to mix the color with a little bit of top coat, that way it can be a little bit runny. I just found that the solid glue gel was too stiff and it was just taking me long to paint it, but after I mixed it, everything just flowed so beautifully. I loved this part. This was my favorite by far. After I was done with everything, the painting was just so satisfying. I knew starting this set that I wouldn't want to use actual chrome for the metal parts, so I'm going to be going in with my metallic gel paint, and this particular one I bought locally from a brand called Blingo. It works, it does a great job, but you do have to give it a good stir. I noticed that it separates, and if you don't give it a good mix before you start, you won't get a good shine. After I gave it a good mixy, I'm now grabbing my liner brush, and I'm also using my ombre brush because I find that the ombre brush is great when it comes to distributing the gel so that it doesn't sit too much on one spot. Now I do want to add that off camera I went and I added extra details on the nail, and to do that I just used rhinestone glue gel. There was nothing fancy, you guys. I was so tired at this point. I was adding dots and like little wispies and texture. It was nothing fancy, and now I just took my time to really carefully apply the metallic gel paint. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's very runny. You have to be careful that it doesn't touch your skin. And another trick is to give it a good 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, just let it sit on your nail for quite a bit so that it clears out and it starts to shine really nicely, and then you cure it. This is a trick I saw on Instagram, so just give it time to settle on the nail and then it gives a nice high shine. Now it doesn't really matter though, because every time I apply top coat on this particular metallic gel paint, all that shine goes away. Again, I didn't mind because I was going for a more rustic look anyway, and so I just didn't stress about the chrome at all. I loved the look. I really loved the silver with the turquoise. I thought it was so beautiful. And it was so satisfying. It was so satisfying to paint my nails with the silver paint. Now it's time to add those finishing touches. For the index finger, I just used some marbling ink to create those veins. For the middle nail, I wanted it to look a little bit different, so I'm using some black gel polish and I'm creating sort of like a crack in the center. And then I went in with some acetone to diffuse it a little bit, just to add more character to that gemstone. And overall, the nails that are orange, I used my jelly orange gel polish to just add a different color and make them look like a different stone on the nail. This was so fun to do, you guys, and it made the entire set just come alive, made it so real, like I have actual turquoise jewelry or some precious gemstones on my nails, which is so much fun to do. And I really took my time to make sure that the gel doesn't bleed onto the silver, which is very important because it further just makes it seem so much more realistic. For the thumb, I used the same marble ink I used on the index finger, and I just find that it diffuses very well with acetone, but you can also use some alcohol. And I didn't prep the surface of the nail at all. It's not matte or anything. I'm just going in on the tacky layer of that blue gel, and once I was done diffusing, I go back in with my black gel polish just to add some dimension and make it look really realistic. I loved how the thumb turned out, and I really took my time to just add those tiny cracks. Like you can add like a little ziggy line, and it does a world of difference, you guys. And finally, I'm sealing everything with top coat. Again, you'll notice that after I applied the top coat, it wasn't as shiny as it was initially, but I wasn't really cut up about it. As always, I'm finishing off with some cuticle oil to moisturize my cuticles. I was so happy to be done with this set, but most importantly, you guys, this is how it turned out. I am so happy. I love it when I try new things and I see them through, like the vision in my head matches what I see on my hands. It really is so satisfying. I loved the 3D silver detailing, the braided texture, the gemstone accents, the silver, the boldness, the vintage jewelry vibe, the turquoise. I just loved everything about the set. It's just everything. Of course, I love hearing what you guys think, so let me know what you guys think down below. I'll link everything I used in the description box, and as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Now that we're done with the nail art series, I would love to hear what tutorials or what videos you would like for me to do just for you guys. Let me know down in the comments, and I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day wherever you are. Love you, bye.